I've got some frames to wax. I'm going to put some bees in this Langstroth hive. It's got plastic frames, and they need a coat of wax before they can before the bees will use them. So that's the job that needs doing now. Well, I guess that will do the job. Doesn't want to be too thick, otherwise they'll never get the impressions. On the other hand, I guess it needs to be thick enough. Hopefully that's what it needs. And that's 8 frames coated in wax. I hope it's thick enough. So that will, well, we'll see. We'll get the bees onto it and feed them some sugar syrup and see if they draw it out. Saturday, 16th of August, quite early in the morning. The bees are already up and about. I'm going to transfer the bees in this Langstroth hive into another Langstroth hive today. It looks quite active. Let's see if we can find the queen. Don't know if she's marked. If she isn't, then that will be a job to do as well. Right, well, the queen's marked. This year's colour, blue, and she's just gonna let it dry a bit. She's not a dark queen. She's quite a light queen, actually, a buckfasty type queen. There she goes. Right, we'll get this frame of brood back into the hive, or into the new hive now. There you go, so you can feel it drying. Put her legs up on her back. So just keep her moving a bit more. We don't want them to clean it off. Good. Right, well, I'm putting 3 of my old frames in there with the queen on, and there's now 5 of the plastic frames that have been waxed. So let's we'll put a feeder on and see how quickly they adopt those wax frames. And this feeder annoyingly doesn't quite fit the crown board by a matter of centimetres. So I'm going to have to put a bit of tape along both edges of that. I think first of all, let's make sure it's over the hole in the middle. Yeah. There are a few left in the old box, but it won't be long before they find their way back in. Someone might be a bit young and not flying yet, but they can certainly walk, and they'll find their way back into this entrance, which is basically in the same place as it was before. Right, well, I think that will work okay. The bees should take this syrup down now, give it a few days, and come back and fill it up again. Right, well, the bees are nearly back to normal. they'll soon be coming and going just as they were before. Except, of course, they've now got lots of food. Monday the 18th. Nearly 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and coming to see how this Langstroth colony is getting on. Are they taking their sugar syrup down? Let's have a look. Oh, they've taken quite a lot of it down, and they're working hard at it. Still the odd wasp around. So I can top it up, but it's not empty. So we're going to have a quick look at the frames and see how they're doing, whether they're drawing out that wax on the plastic frames. Judging by the amount of syrup they've taken down, they may not have done much of that yet, I don't think. So how are they doing at drawing out wax on plastic frames? Oh, right, well they're doing okay here. So they're drawing this frame out quite nicely and filling it up with sugar syrup. So that's a good start. Excellent. Oh, there's a queen. They're working on this one as well. What are you doing up here? There you go. And filled that up with a lot more sugar syrup, and I guess the thing to do is leave it another 4 or 5 days and just keep an eye on it. Don't want it to run out. Well, I should have been here Saturday, but it's now Monday the 25th of August. Come to top the feeder up, which well, let's have a look, see how empty it is. Possibly very empty. Yeah, dry as a bone. Let's put some more in. Right, well, I put a bit more in, and they're on it already. Look at that, they're guzzling it up. So I haven't filled it up because I want to have a look at the frames. But that'll just keep them going for a little while until I get to that point. And I can see that they've pulled that out a lot better. But I think they're just storing food in it rather than laying in it. But I think I might rejig some of these frames. I'm going to push these all to the side and then pull some of the outside ones into the middle. Well, the queen is laid on this plastic frame now, and laying quite well. You can see the eggs very easily on this black plastic base. Normally, at this point, I would take out my old frames and let the bees continue laying on the new frames. But at this time of the year, I think these bees actually need the hatching bees that are in those frames. So I'm going to leave them a bit longer. So there are 5 wax frames. They've all been drawn out to some degree. Some of them quite well drawn out. At least one has got eggs and brood on it. So top the feeder right up and give them a few more days. Then I think we'll start taking some of these one by one, gradually take out the old frames. They're already not laying on the outside one, so I'm filling stores in there. So once the brood's hatched out of there and they start putting stores in there, that can come out. Well, they've been fed. And that's got them going again. Well, I'll give them a few more days, take that soak down. I mean, they're really getting into it now, and they're building the wax out on those frames quite efficiently. So a few more days and we'll definitely take some old frames out and put some more plastic ones in that need wax drawing out. Saturday, 30th of August, just about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Going to take maybe all the old frames out of this hive today. That one had a feeder on the other day. There's the odd hornet flying around. That one's still going. I saw pollen go into that little entrance. So that one seems to have survived the wasps. I found one more nest when I was here last week, so that was, what's that, 7 or 8 nests? It's just up in the corner of that building there. So, right. The feeder's empty, so I've taken that off. All these frames here look pretty well drawn out. Get the old ones out and get the new ones that are over here put in. So that's an end again. 1, 2, 3 new frames. The old frames I've now taken out. These frames that have been in for a while, these new frames that have been in for a while, are well drawn out, full of sugar, but not full of brood. So, and the queen hasn't been laying in them, she's been laying in my old frames. So, I'm not going to give them any more feed for a while, and they can move some of that sugar out of these frames and make some space for the queen to lay in. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes for a few days. Come back in maybe a week and see how they got settled in. I can always give them some more sugar if necessary, but they've had quite a lot. It's Wednesday, 3rd of September, and it's actually quite warm. We've had rain, quite a lot of rain, and we've had wind, and quite windy, but now it's settling down and it's actually quite a warm afternoon. So I've come to check this Langstroth colony, and that's a good sign. There's a nice pollen going in there. I think there was quite a lot of goldenrod around in the city, but I think it was too dry for them to work it. I've seen them working it since it's rained, and that's quite a dark orangey coloured pollen. The yellow pollen is going into that one. That's an ivy pollen. So both of those should be flowering now. Right, so here's the queen laying on these frames. Now this frame is still empty, I can see before I even get it open. That one is still undrawn out, so they're going to need some more sugar, I think. But let's just make sure this queen is laying well first. So there she is, and yeah, lots of eggs laid in there. They haven't drawn out this outside frame, but at least the queen is actually laying in this frame. So she's got the idea now. I think pop her back in, and I think we'll give her some more feed for the frames that are not drawn out yet. Alright, I've rearranged the frames. All the drawn out frames are in the middle. That one's not drawn out, that one's not drawn out, that one is, 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 and this one isn't. So they've still got 3 frames to draw out. So I'm going to put the feeder back on, give them another bucket of feed, but at least we can now be sure the queen is actually laying on the wax frames. So that's good news. Right, well that feeder's full up again, and they're onto it straight away. Don't think it'll take them long to take all that down and tuck it away, and hopefully build out those last 3 frames of wax at the same time. This hive is going tonight, so I've still got a few bees at the entrance. Well, I'm going to have to go in, bees, because I'm blocking the entrance up. Oh, in you go. Alright, well, I've had to unblock that entrance, taking the feeder off and blocking the top up. Released quite a lot of bees, and they all want to get in now. So that's disturbed that entrance a bit. So I'll have to give it a few minutes to settle down, and then apply some smoke and start again. Well, they're mostly in now. I think I'll give them a bit more intense smoke, and then they will go in. One or 2 left behind. They might get left behind entirely because it's beginning to rain quite hard now. So I want to get this box in the car.